All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. The Vikings coming off a big old fat victory against those Green Bay Packers. I'm One Bar with Lupagus. And even though we get the win, we got to look to the future. Could this have been some Vikings final game in purple?
Yeah, it's interesting because there's two reasons why you think they could still have this mass exodus of players through trades, and there's no reason why you think they might not. Well, they might not just because the Vikings won this game against the Packers. Nobody saw it coming. Hey, let's keep this roster intact. Let's build off this. Let's take a shot still at the 2020 season. But you look at the cornerbacks the Vikings have played today. We're talking backups of backups came in, stepped up, and played pretty damn well. So maybe the team sees this and thinks, hey, maybe we can still move a few guys and maybe still be competitive. So a little tit for tat here. So let's talk about some guys who could get moved still.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the big three as far as when it comes to trades. It's Riley Reiff, it's Anthony Harris, it's Kyle Rudolph. Yes, there has been some rumbling weird talk about maybe like a Pat Elflein weird trade. I don't know who would give anything for that guy, but it's the big three. And there's teams out there that these guys would help. There's no doubt about that.
Well, you look at today, I mean, maybe we call Baltimore back. Ronnie Stanley just went out. Maybe they want Riley Reiff. They took Yannick Ngakoue. And Rick Spielman still wants to get that second-round pick back more than anything. Look at Kyle Rudolph. I think he only had one target. I mean, it was a pretty big catch, but Irv Smith had a few more. So maybe the team is looking more toward Irv Smith. And, you keep hearing Rudolph to the Cardinals. It makes a lot of sense on a lot of levels. And then, Anthony Harris, you hate to get rid of him, but I don't know. He didn't really do a hell of a lot today. He was close on a couple tackles. His ass knocked out Cameron Dantzler, that's for sure. The Vikings did go out and sign this Curtis Riley guy, so maybe they feel like they have somebody who can at least be an experienced placeholder until they, get somebody better. But
let's start at the top. Let's start at Riley Reiff. You mentioned Riley Reiff. So Riley Reiff, if we were to trade him, Ezra Cleveland goes to left tackle. It's kind of a win-win. We get a rookie there. We get some sort of compensation for him. But there's definitely teams out there. Ravens, like you said, Stanley out for the year. We know the Tennessee Titans lost Mr. Luan for the year. Eagles, they've been a team that's been floating around there. It's not so much even the compensation. I mean, what do they get for Riley Reiff?
I don't know, 4th,
5th rounder, maybe somewhere around there. But it's not only that, it's unloading his contract as well. So you can't just look at the compensation.
Yeah, I mean, you said, at least in the Reiff situation, you got Ezra Cleveland who can move over, who's been okay. I mean, there wasn't a lot of issues at right guard today. So, obviously taking over left tackle is a little more of a daunting task. But what would be interesting to see is maybe look at some other guys now at right guard. If you do move Ezra Cleveland to left tackle, whether that's Oli Udoh, maybe you try Kyle Hinton too. I mean, why not? At this point, you are 2-5, still a long shot to do anything, but it'd be nice to see some new faces get some playing time too. So you get something for Riley Reiff, and you get Ezra Cleveland where he needs to be and get him the experience that he's going to be needing for the future.
Well, yeah, and it's not only, like I said, it's not even that much about the compensation. If we get a 5th rounder, great, but it's unloading the contract, getting Ezra Cleveland out there. We know Reiff isn't the future left tackle for the Vikings. So percentage-wise, trade deadline is Tuesday. What percent you got on Riley Reiff getting moved?
I'd say 35%.
Yeah, I was going to say about 30%. So we're pretty much on the same page there. Let's go to Anthony Harris. Anthony Harris seems to be the one that probably out of anybody makes the most sense to get moved. He's on the franchise tag. If we trade him, yes, our safeties will go down a very large amount. We got Josh Metellus, we got the new Curtis Riley, but again, Anthony Harris, it's going to take a lot of money to re-sign him. Percentage wise, as far as him getting moved,
this is a tough one to me because here's the thing. Is a team that wants him just looking at him for the rest of the year? Is it a competitor? Or is this a team that's going to want him long-term and look to re-sign him? Because that's two major differences here. 3rd rounder, And I'm seeing
Got to
what
be a third
conversation,
rounder at least.
and I'm going to say percentage 25%. I think it's less than Riley Reiff getting moved.
Really? Wow. See, I think Anthony Harris actually has a better chance of getting moved. There's teams out there. The Browns make a ton of sense. That's been the team since day one. Anthony Harris. The Bears, the Eagles. There's teams that need safeties out there. I actually think Anthony Harris is like about 40% chance.
If he went to the Bears, that would suck. Oh God, could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see them trading in the same division, but who knows? But I think Harris has a little bit more of a chance than Mr. Reiff. So let's go to Rudy, Kyle Rudolph, the third guy. What are you thinking?
Well, here's the thing with Kyle Rudolph. The Vikings they're not using him this year. He gets what, one catch a game. So you re-signed him. You gave him probably more money than he should at this point in his career. I love Kyle Rudolph. I love what he does for the community. I love how long, he's going to be in the Ring of Honor someday. You hate to see him get moved, but it just makes so much sense. So again, the Arizona Cardinals keep coming up here. What do you get for this guy? I don't know. I'm guessing probably a fourth or fifth rounder chance.
You're dreaming.
I'm actually, this might be the highest one for me. I'm gonna say 52% chance.
Yeah, I don't know. Rudolph, I think his compensation is gonna be like a 6th or 7th round pick. I think people will get upset as far as what the compensation actually is for him, thinking it's worth more, but he's a 31-year-old tight end. He's making a shit ton of money. Maybe he's just in the wrong system. If he goes to another team, maybe he does get those 4 to 6 catches a game. But Rudolph would hurt the heart to see go, but it does make probably the most sense for the Vikings. Irv Smith is going to be out there. I think Kyle Rudolph, again, I'll just say like 40-45% chance. But I think when all is said and done, out of these three guys or some random person, somebody else is going to get dealt by the Vikings. They have to.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, even after the big win, this team, there's just too many issues with all the injuries, all the inexperience. You can't expect them to, have a game like today, like they did every single week. So someone will get dealt. And, with Kyle Rudolph, at least you look at what's behind him. You got Irv Smith Jr. and Tyler Conklin, two guys who have some talent, have some ability. It's not like you're going to be at the safety position replacing him with like a Josh Metellus or a Curtis Riley. At least at tight end, you do have some fairly decent options to replace the guy with. So to me, that makes Kyle Rudolph the most expendable and the most likely to get dealt.
All right, well, let me just grab my ball and chuck you a curveball here. Anyone out of these three guys that you see that we didn't mention that could get traded that might be a little bit of a surprise?
Well, I guess the one is Adam Thielen that you've heard about. And here's the thing: if you're the Vikings, you make that compensation go way up. You don't want him to go. You don't need him to go. So unless you're blown out of the water by some kind of a deal, I'm talking a 1st round pick, maybe a 3rd too, something that's just unbelievable. Then no. But if you do get that kind of offer, then yeah, maybe you do think we'll deal on him.
Wow, and they need to throw in at least like their firstborn child, maybe a sleeve of sour cream and onion Pringles, and that's gonna take a hefty load to get Adam Thielen out of here. I'm gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna say Dan freaking Bailey. There's some teams out there that need kickers, and there's teams out there that are fighting for the playoffs that need some kickers, and we got Mr. Chase McLaughlin on our practice squad. So I'm just saying,
protecting.
They keep protecting, so they love him. So some team are just all of a sudden just randomly call Rick Spielman and say, we want Dan Bailey. It's not crazy to think they won't give him up.
But is Dan Bailey that much better than any street free agent you can sign right now?
Yeah, he is. Steven Gostkowski and the Titans. Are you kidding me? He's 62% right now.
Yeah, except when he plays the Vikings, then he's 100% from 59 yards and beyond.
6 for 6. Yeah, I would gladly, if I'm the Titans, give up a 5th or 6th round pick for Dan Bailey. Just saying. And Pat Elflein, good God, if they were able to get anything for him, that would be a freaking Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I don't know what you get. You get like a I don't know, a pen.
That would be a pack of like pizza flavored Pringles.
Oh,
gross.
Actually, the pizza combos are pretty good.
Yeah, they're all right. All right. Well, whether or not we saw the last of these guys in purple this week, I'm going to say one of these guys will get dealt.
I agree. I think the Vikings aren't done making moves. I think there'll be one more on election day, something that gets us real excited before we all hit the polls.
Before we hit the polls, yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens.
No, don't go just yet, because I got a little something for you here.
What do you got?
Now, when an ant gets too drunk, his fellow comrades will carry him back to the nest to sleep off the alcohol.